Hello. Okay. So the next one is string API. So let's go right to it. This is the string API Moodle docs. You can see the URL here, or you can just go to Google and input Moodle docs space string API, and it'll come up for you. Click on it. Now, um, the string API is how you get language text strings to use on the user interface. It handles internationalization issues. So, whether you write in English language, you write in Italian, or it does all of that. This is what's supposed to handle it. Regardless of where you're coding from, so there's a unified interface to communicate between languages or translate between languages. Um, Now, it presents the best text to the user essentially. Moodle has a mechanism for doing this. Now, Moodle also provides general string functions like uh, substring, string for multi-byte safe and string operations. And it uses MB string or icon B for UTF-8 strings and falls back to typo 3. So this is key. This is key to note. As you go on, you will begin to understand why it is very important. Um, the basic concepts. When it so what it is, let me just first of all say, Moodle is very well documented. As you go along in this your journey of learning and coding in Moodle, PHP and MySQL, essentially you should be sticking to the Moodle APIs because it has the best practice, benchmark practice, so that you won't be coming up with errors. You can't not be using your standard PHP code, which you have learned already, and apply directly with Moodle or your standard SQL language you've learned and apply directly in Moodle. It helps a lot to know already SQL and PHP, which you can use with other programs. But for Moodle, it has its own API, and you must know this is a Moodle board to do things the Moodle way, and it works with Moodle LMS excellently. That's why they are the best in the field because when it comes to learning technologies, because they are masters of it. Now, so what I'm saying to you is, when you're stuck or when you're trying to find out how to proceed, it is best to study this API and follow their examples verbatim, word for word, and experiment from there. Because I'm just giving you the overview so that the next time you will remember some things. Oh yeah, this is the string API handles this. What do I need to do now? You don't need to memorize everything either. It's just for you to remember the pathway of solving problems you may come across as you develop software. Now, okay, the basic components are the components when it is required to look up a string, two basic items of information are required. Number one, you need to know the component providing the string. In this case, the component providing the string is this one, mod quiz. That's the component. And then two, you need to know the identifier of the string. The identifier of the string is this one here. Okay, and it says that exactly here. So example, the function called getString here, which we are using to evaluate what string to show to the user, we return editing quiz. So this is what's going to show up. This one here, it will return editing quiz if the correct language is English, or if relevant translation of the text is English. Here, if the relevant translation of text, whatever it is, it will display it in that translation. Here, the string identifier is editing quiz, which is this one, and the string provided, and the string is provided by the mod quiz component. That is the quiz activity module. Okay, so this part is very important. It will come up again. Now, adding language file to plugin. Language support for plugin is added by creating a lang /en folder or subdirectory in the plugin directory and putting the plugin's English string file there. The name of the string file is supposed to follow the plugin's component name, so that it's something like plugin type underscore plugin name .php. Now I'm going to quickly show you what that means exactly. So we've got okay, I've got the language string already here open. So I am going to, this is the language string. So what it's trying to say is plugin type underscore plugin name. So it should be, this is going to be analytic test. Hold on a minute. Let's go and see. This will show you exactly what I mean. So this is the mod folder, right? I'm going to go into the assignment plugin, or let me go into forum plugin, which is an activity plugin. I'm going to go into lang folder. You see, it's also got a lang folder, and it has the en, just like I said. So if it's Spanish, it should be something else, es. If it's French, it should be fr. If it's French, it should be fr. If it's German, it will be de, I think. If it's American, it will be it will be, I'm not quite sure what American is. I think it's es. It says, yeah, I'll show it to you in a minute. Anyway, we go in here now, en, and you can see forum. That's the name of the plugin. Okay, so the plugin name is what's there. If there's a type to it, then you add the type to it. So you got the plugin name there, plugin type underscore plugin name. So essentially, if we click here now, this will be forum.php. That will be, yeah, this file. If I open it, will be, you see, that's what it is. So lang en forum.php. That's where it's going to be. And if you look here, you see this one is lang en analytic analytic underscore test.php. So I'm just trying to show you how the naming of the language file and the folder where how it's supposed to work. So I'm going to close this one now so we don't mess it up. So that's how it works. The default EN language is the Australian language, which is same as the British language when it comes to spelling and grammar. In American English is a separate language pack, and it's EN underscore US, right? So it's not ES, it's EN underscore US. So this is what we're gonna have if if we were in America, I were trying to the directory should not be en like so. It will be en underscore US, right? Instead of en, you have en underscore US there. So that's for US American English. It says there's no need to include languages other than default English, as almost all approved plugin strings will be automatically imported into AMOS for translation by the language pack translators. So this is an automatic system that you should, when you submit your plugin, it automatically does all of that for you. So there's no need for you to try and make language packs for Spanish or French or Italian or German. Automatically be done for you. It's an automatic service now. So that's that one. Adding a language string to adding a string to the language file. Strings are defined by the associative array string provided by the string variable provided by the string file. The array key is the string identifier. The value is the string text in the given language. So the array key, this is the string identifier, and this is the value here. This is the value. So when it comes to help, because you got help strings too, helper strings, just put underscore help. So, okay, so that's the array key and that's the value for that one. So runtime parameters, you got strings with runtime parameters too. Strings can define placeholders like variable A or variable foobar. Variable A foobar, okay? So these placeholders are replaced with a value passed to the getString function call as shown here. So greeting, say dear A, so the variable A will be replaced with whoever A variable is, okay? And this will refer to greeting. So for example, you've got string info, there are uh, uh, if A, whatever, so for example, say there there's John count, so it counts how many Johns there. New messages from A, from whoever, variable of A, from, it puts it there. So this is how you use it for programming. Passing, this is in the definition of the language, right? So when you now come into where you want to pass the values, whatever you're passing the string, you say echo get string greeting to example, Mr. Anderson. So in this case, it will be greeting. The string will be greeting, and in this case will be dear. You say dear to Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson is the person you need to you'll be referencing there concerning to the example, right? So it will say dear Mr. Anderson. That much we know for greeting, okay? So for greeting, it will say dear Mr. Anderson. And for here, which is for info, it says there are 42 from Mr. Smith, right? That's what that's how it will evaluate that. There are 42 from Mr. Smith. So this will be on another page where you wanted to read this code, where you echo this code out. Now help strings. Um, I mentioned help just now, string with the help text. If you all you need to do is put the string name as the prefix and help as the suffix. And you can use a link to as a helper. And what happens is it translates this link into a helper link for you, so that you can actually so that the user actually has a link to more information. They can click on it, and it does that using what I'll show you. So help, you got help when this is what's supposed to come up whenever it sees that there, and the link when it sees that. So this will now change you to a link for them. You put a relative path there, and this will change. Moodle will translate that for you into a proper link to the submission. And then for description, you can add this one too, and this will be the description text. Okay. Some guidelines here should be short and simple. two small paragraphs maximum, with no headings, no links, no bolts, no tables inside of the string text. Okay. Now, for Markdown, this is where so you should stick to paragraphs. Okay. So stick to paragraphs and list only when you're using that. More help links. That's what I was speaking about earlier, and it changes this one to a link for you, and that's what it's doing here too. So if you wanted to directly input the link, then that can also be done too, which is an absolute link, which it says here. And to do that, you put in the HTTP, the full link afterwards, like so, and this HTTP or HTTPS is the determinant for it to know it's an absolute link, and we will make it 100% link. But beware, this persists. If the link changes, it doesn't make a difference. It will now go to a 404 page because you can't find it. Now, words for roles, these are the strings for roles already in Moodle by default. They can be changed, but as you can see, the founder of Moodle himself um, was not entirely happy with the default uh, strings we're using here. So that's that. Now, string functions are defined in the lib module lib.php folder and the lib textlib.class folder. So let's go quickly and look for where that is. Lib that would be lib. So this is where the locale related functions are here. All these are lib functions, and for these are all lib functions. So we got text, got module lib.php, which is module lib is there, right there. Okay, and then you've also got textlib.class textlib.class lib textlib.class. That one is not there. Is it my glasses? I cannot see that one right now. But anyway, that's what the documentation says. They could have changed it. Anyway, we'll look for it later on. I'll get back to you. So it must be somewhere else then. But that's for general string function like substring, string line, etc. So that's all. Then you got functions and examples. Um, there are three main functions using getting, displaying, localized function, which is get string, and it returns the localized string for the current user. Say for example, uh, this will just whatever team put in there will be the plugin title to show it, and I could show you that right now. Um, so we've got our one here, which is analytic text of PHP, right? And I'm gonna cancel that. And so we've got plugin name, So you see this plugin name that I got here is still called folder, because if you do recall from before I copied, this is actually duplicate of folder that I'm now customizing. So this should now be analytic tests, right? It should no longer be folder analytic test. So I can change that, and that's now the plugin name. So when I go look for the plugin name, that's what will show up in the activities. It will show up as activity test. But what we were really looking for is plugin title. So let's look for plugin title. So essentially, you can see when it comes to download folder, we say it will now be download analytic test, no longer folder. It will now be analytic test. So we can actually copy there and just and do a control H to change whatever there's folder to analytic test, and you put your mouse over there, it replaces all. So you should now see analytic test all over the place, wherever there's folder, and also where it says where the capital folder, and here put analytic test there, and like so, and that should be that. Okay, so doing that should have fixed whatever plugin name is anyway, because the plugin name is bound to be folder. Sorry, the plugin title. Plugin. Okay, we got a plugin name there now. The plugin title is not one of them, so it's called the analytic test anyway. So we'll move on to the next one, which is okay. Yeah, you say so I can actually echo that out, and it will show me exactly uh, analytic test. If you want to substitute it like programmatically, you can do this, and it will show you everything again. You can use in the drag and drop quiz using this programming format here, so that if you choose, uh, whenever you use the Q type drag and drop, it actually does that for you. No, sorry, when you use answer number one, and we get the string answer number one, and this will translate to that, and that will translate to number 10 will now be whatever answer number two is. So let's go back here and see if we actually got get string for question number one. Okay, no, it will not have that. It will have its own strings, which is everything here. All the strings here will apply where we need the strings to be. What we need the strings to be. This is an example for quiz. So if we go into the quiz one now, we might see that. But for brevity of time, let's not do that, because you still need to experience all of this yourself. So get strings, um, uh, convert an array of string names to the localized strings for a specific plugin. But there's lazy loading that can be done, where with lazy loading, you can actually put true to one of them, and lazy load now applies, like here, right here, like here. So lazy loader is applying here. So fetching of the object is done then to pull up until the string object is first used. The object can be used by calling its out method or by casting the object to a string either directly. So this is useful for a reason. But you may not be interested in lazy load right now, but you will be later on. So just bear that in mind. This you can cast this. You get strings if you use this get strings method or get strings function. Everything in this array can now be referenced like so. Uh, so that's another thing. Then print string, uh, print size translated string by using the get string function. So there's so much you can do with the string. Uh, so get string, string exists, string deprecated, get list of countries, get list of languages, translation exists. So just so you know you've seen this before, I can use them. I'm running this, showing this to you now. So you got custom string managers as well, and you got conversions that can be done. String len, which I mentioned earlier, multi-byte save string len function uses icon v for UTF-8 callback. Now recall this is Moodle Docs, and you can get more information about each and every one of these functions too. String to lower to convert from uppercase to lower, to find positions in the string where some characters are. String to title makes first letter be short capital. String to upper makes converts to uppercase. Just like string to lower does the same. So essentially, more information. Why should I use a lang string object? When should I not use a lang string object? Limitation of lang string. All of these are here. So we now move on to the next one, which is DML, data manipulation API. So I'll see you in the next one.